Welcome friends. In today's episode, we are going to combine 3D printing and woodworking to create an amazing looking diorama that you can use year round and decorate or give to a child for a playhouse. So stick around and enjoy this episode. Born ready. Hello friends and welcome to another episode of the Urban Homesteading channel with Professor DIY, Mrs. DIY and Mrs. Elpida. We are glad you're here, and if today is the first time visiting with us, we want to extend to you a very warm welcome and invite you to watch any of our over 700 videos, as we are confident you're going to find something both useful and enjoyable. So today we're going to take the project we built last week for you, and if you have not seen it, go and see it, please. It was a fun project, and we are going to notch it up and make windows and doors and a chimney, and going to show you how to start building a diorama or finish building a diorama. Last week we built this structure, which we intend to turn into a diorama, and we showed you every step of the way. We invite you to go back to the last video if you want to see how we built this. And today we are going to try and put windows and doors and other adornments on it, right? Maybe a little chimney, things of this nature. So stick around. You are still my favorite viewer, and this is going to be a very fun episode, even if we fail. So we use our 3D printer, and we printed examples of some windows and a door.
Here's the door.
Just to make sure the scale is correct, right?
And this door, it's not attached, obviously, because we want to, make some decisions about the design, but the door actually opens, it's functional, which is really cool.
So what we have to decide, Mrs. DIY?
We have to decide if we are going to just leave the door on the outside with just the door piece, or if we're going to actually utilize the door as a working door and cut the hole here.
And we will try to cut holes. Again, that's where we might fail, but we're going to give it our best, right?
Okay.
Now, we are only printed one door, so the only decision we have to make is frame or frameless, right? Functioning door or malfunctioning door. And we have 4 different types of windows. So if you want to try which one you think is the best.
Yeah, some of it, like this would be a really big window for the house, but it would let in a lot of light.
Yes, it would.
Or out, as it might be. And here's a kind of a traditional window, but it's also a little bit large in scale.
Okay.
Then we have this more modern looking, or I don't know, to me it looks modern, with kind of an arch at the top. It's very decorative, I like it.
Is that a better scale?
It's a better scale, yeah, I think so.
Okay.
And then we have this one, which is multi-paned. It could either go, longitudinal or vertical.
So we have options on
Yeah.
windows. What are we voting?
I have an opinion that I think this one fits better with the rustic and a little bit with the door, but I think Elpida thinks that this one is the better one.
But we could use like that style on the sides and even this one on the back,
Yeah.
like as or some combination therein. Does it look better vertical or horizontal?
Well, I mean, I guess to me, I think it looks better vertical,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
lots to decide.
And one of the cool things about 3D printing is I can print those in any dimension, right? I can make them bigger, smaller. But I think either of those two are a good size, right? Actually, either of those 3. This is a little too big. which I thought would be the opposite. I thought we'd have a problem with things being
Well,
too small.
it almost ends up, because of the size, it's more like an old school picture window.
Right.
Which is nice. Like, those were really nice, but they were not very energy efficient back in the day when they were very popular. But,
They will have to be printed that way, right? I mean,
Yeah.
placed that way.
yeah. And that almost doesn't fit, just to allow for, like, because the side
Yeah.
comes in that far on either side.
Yeah,
so that's,
that would be too big.
yeah.
Big a scale.
All right. So, what are we going with? We're going to use a 2 or only 1.
Well, we've got 3 sides.
Right.
So,
But we talk about putting maybe a window in the back. And maybe we won't, depending on how long it takes us to make the holes, right?
that might be a deciding factor.
Now, I'm going to make an experiment, and it might end up causing a mess. We will try. But I bought some plexi a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to try to print the windows on the plexi, so they will have a built-in window, if you wish, right?
Glass. Yeah.
Now, we will have to cut this off, the little
Okay.
feet, whatever they're called. They're really designed to be snapped on, but I'm not going to do a snap on. So we're going to use the same thing that we're going to use to cut the wood to cut those, right? They're multi-material. All right, we're going to be right back. So the first step is we are going to try and secure our little device here.
This is a toolless
Yeah.
blade change, and now it's completely secure.
Awesome.
All right, now we're going to go to the printer.
So we are upstairs in our printing station area. We have the plexiglass sheet that was ordered, and there is a film on here that we need to remove because we're quite certain that would melt, and we don't want that. We are hoping that the plexi itself does not melt during the print procedure, but we're removing this film. And then we're going to take some blue painter's tape and position it onto the plate for printing the 3D prints.
You missed the very satisfying moving of the...
Sorry for all of you who enjoy that. I apologize.
Is it on
What
both
is called?
sides?
Yeah, but we only need... Yeah, I guess remove it from both. I don't know. We have never done this before, so we are...
We haven't, so this is an interesting experiment, right?
Yep. You think there isn't one?
If there is, I'm having a hard time getting it. I'm afraid I'm scratching it.
Well, it only hits to 60 degrees. I don't think it will melt it. The bed does.
Okay.
The nozzle is at 200, so...
So that's a little different. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let's go ahead and maybe put it down, and we can decide later if there's another side. Okay. Is this your printer bed that needs to be replaced?
Yeah, it doesn't. It works fine.
Okay.
People are getting too excited about those things. They shouldn't. You know?
Sure. And so after these are printed on here, is the idea to take like a utility knife, X-Acto knife, to cut them out off
Yes,
the plexi?
something like that.
Okay.
Again, we haven't done this, so I don't... I don't know.
Right. We're learning along with you.
And I hope that painter's tape does not fuse on the bed. You know, I mean, they're all unknowns right now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
And so now you're going to get your prints set up.
Yeah, do we need
And,
one or two? We need 2 of the windows, right?
Yes.
So I'm using Cura as my slicer, and we're going to try and do those all at the same time. If we see flames or smoke or something unpleasant, we can abort it, right?
Yep.
But for now, let's see how long it will take us to slice. So we're hitting slice, and it will take 24 minutes for all 3 of them, which is not horrible, right? You
No.
want to go there. It's take 24 minutes, and it's going to take us 14 grams of filament. So, Mrs. Elpida, can you turn the printer on? We always have this problem with things not being turned on. What it's going to do next, you see it's at room temperature. It's going to hit the extruder to 205 degrees, and it's going to hit the bed to 60 degrees. So we're going to get back with you when we're there. So as you can see, our temperature is rising, but it will take us a few moments for it to reach where it needs to be to start printing. I find having a 3D printer an invaluable tool, and I've used it to organize the shop and even to create push sticks that are very readily available and very inexpensive. It has another 4 degrees. It's at 56 and this will be at 60. So any moment now it should start moving. The excitement of 3D printing, right? You design and then you have to wait.
It's very exciting.
Well, we're a degree away. Aha! Let me pause it. Can you reconnect your tape? It won't burn you, it's only 60 degrees.
It was not, pretty warm. It wasn't 60 degrees.
It is exactly 60
Okay.
degrees. It has thermostats. It doesn't make mistakes.
Did you touch it?
Yes, I've touched it many times. It should be leaving a piece of, you see a little, making sure that the filament works. And now we should start seeing it printing. Is it? I don't see any blood.
It's very faint. You have to be at the right angle, but I can see it outlining everything. And it did drop your little test. So, yeah, it's printing the transom one right now.
I see no filament.
It's going over the outline. I don't
That
see
doesn't
the
mean it
filament.
gets filament, yeah.
It's got like a couple of little dots of it.
Can you make sure that there is filament on the tube coming up? Hasn't broken or anything?
Yeah, it's there, but the wheel isn't spinning at all. Should it be?
So after some adjustments, right, we start printing. I failed to calculate for the thickness of the plexi, right? So I had to adjust my z-axis. If you want to come here, Mrs. Giaway. So I lifted my z-axis because clearly the extruder was touching the plexi and was making a nice, I don't know if it is visible on the camera, making a nice outline of the windows, but it was not printing on them, right?
Right. You can start to see that the shapes are now formed and it's building up the thickness of the windows. The supervisor appears to be in a relaxed state, which is always good.
Yes.
Righty. So we are getting towards the end of our printing here. And so far, everything looks pretty decent, right?
Mm-hmm.
We learned something about 3D printing because we tried something we have not tried before. So a good learning experience. We have about 10 seconds left to complete the print. And the next critical part will be we will be able to remove it and will the windows actually stay on the plexi. You know, we don't know any of those. Kind of an interesting process though, right?
Yep.
And we are just about done. The countdown is at 2, 1. Yay!
Homing, it says.
Yep.
Homing.
The bed will move all the way forward and that it will stop so you can remove the piece. Alright, and now Elpida is removing the tape. I'm sorry this is not very exciting, but and now we have glass windows. Yay! They look pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
They look upside down because we are upside down, but they look pretty good. Excellent.
So we have taken the door out of the frame and we're going to make an outline with the frame so that we know exactly where to cut the hole for the door. We decided to use the frame because we have it and I think it will look very nice once we're done, if we do it right. So we're making a mark across all the planks here of the house on the inside of the door frame.
idea, of course, is that when this is cut out, this section is actually going to
Set
set
inside,
inside, and then your frame will be flush against the outside, and it'll look just like a door on a house because it'll have that trim on there.
So we need to remove these notches, buena notches. And we will do that, no problem.
Okay, and we need to get set up to cut. Here goes nothing, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
There's a little bit there.
Yeah, that's what I said.
That's dangerous. We need to cut that.
Yes.
Go ahead and cut it with this.
What is it? Oh,
It's a nail.
Flash cut. Use that thing and flash cut. Something is on your way, cut it, right?
sure. Okay. So
And that could actually be the door. Look at that.
yeah.
If we don't like the look of the other thing, look at that. What do you like more?
Let's work with the one we
Yeah,
printed.
let's try. So now we
It'll
need to
match the
cut
windows, I
the little tabs off.
Yeah.
Okay. And are we going to use this tool also to cut this
Yeah.
off? Okay.
It will just be much easier.
And it's plastical, right?
Yeah. You just notice the versatility of this tool that allowed us with the same blade to cut soft metal, of course cut wood, and now cut plastic. Without changing any tool, this is a very invaluable process, very invaluable tool for the saw, and if you do not have one, I strongly recommend you get one.
And now, how does it fit? How does it fit?
Well, we need to put the door first because we won't be able to put the door.
Well, we're not
Okay.
attaching it yet. We're just checking fitment, right? To see if the frame we cut out is sufficient or if we have to sand it or anything to make it fit.
Close.
Where do you think it's catching? Oh, it looks like there on that side because I can see the.
Well, you can turn it over and you can see actually if you want to.
Okay,
How will
we're
we
gonna figure out where this is catching, and then we can make
You
some
can see if it is
adjustments,
straight
right?
or not and where it.
There, so that it's on where there's a natural seam.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, well, I'm gonna have to make a round.
No, you don't want to make the round. You want to only cut on the inside of
Right.
this thing because you still want the frame to be able to stick to the.
The frame is outside, sweetie, so you need to make.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're marking again like we did before, and this step will happen twice because we have two windows, right? Now these are smaller, so hopefully it will not take as long to cut.
No, you don't need that one. You only need the outside.
All right.
Yep, yep.
And now we should have a nice, very good.
we go.
That means we were at a little angle, you know.
Yeah, I can see that this is...
That's okay. So let's take all the things out.
They're out.
2 windows and 1 door.
Do we
And
need
we could have them, yeah, but you can leave them there, right? I mean, that's not a bad look. Can you turn it correctly? Thank you. So if you want it, you can leave them here, but since we have a 3D printer, we're going to put some windows on it, right? Like a lot of lights in our houses. Whoever in a diorama house, we're putting a lot of windows, right? But if you're in the woods somewhere living in this cabin, you would love to have a lot of windows, wouldn't you?
Yeah, you get that natural light coming in and it just
Yep.
really brings in the nature into your house.
But like anything else, this is a matter of choice and
Personal
preference, right? So you do whatever you want to do. So our next step is a little bit of sanding. And this is going to be hard sanding. Maybe it won't even work, huh?
Not even sure that's going to be...
No, it won't go down. It's got too
All
big
right.
of a nose. Well,
We tried, we failed, but we'll find some way of doing it. While we're sanding, we'll also try to cut. You might want 1 or 2, I mean 2 or 3 scores. I think you need to be on the edge if you want to do that. And you're going to probably pop the windows. That's all right. We're trying to figure this out. We've never done it before, right? Yeah, you pop the window.
Pop that one. Sorry.
That's all right. You know what? Why don't we use our super powerful, super large table saw to cut this? Especially since if we pop the window, it will be easier than the little pieces, right?
I don't know if that's what you want to do, sure.
So this little saw has come to our aid more than once, huh?
Yeah.
And I didn't mean little, sorry. I mean this huge saw. Don't be afraid. There's no danger. We have 2 operations going at once, right? Unfortunately, because we decided to go with a frame, we have no option but make a perfect opening, because if the frame is twisted, we won't be able to open and close the door, right?
right.
So that takes a little bit of time, and at the same time, on station number 2, we are drilling windows. We're ready for the momentous occasion of installing our front door. Mrs. DIY?
Yep, we're gonna go for it.
If only the front door of our house was so easy to install, right? And I think that's a good friction fit. We don't even need to glue it. Right? Does the door operate? Are we good carpenters? Yep. Excellent. So now we have the 3 windows. Very good.
We have to...
So now we are making sure that our windows will stay attached to our casings, right? Isn't that what it's called?
Yep.
And we're using CA glue. Again, big fans of the small... Don't get upset, my love. It's life, it happens. What's wrong?
That's you getting another phone call.
Yeah, I ignored it. And then to put it here, just put a dab of glue there and a dab of glue on the bottom.
I think we need to just let it sit for a couple.
30 seconds is all it needs. Just make sure it's not attached to the board underneath.
That one's still attached.
Right, unfortunately only one of our windows stayed attached, So my idea didn't quite pan out, but it was fun doing it, right? And almost destroying our 3D printer by forcing the filament back inside. We didn't solve them that part. This would be fun. But you have a picture. Maybe I will insert it here.
Okay, sure.
So what happened, because I miscalculated and I did not account for the thickness of the plexi, when the nozzle moved over the plexi, was actually scraping it. And as it was trying to force filament down, the filament was hitting the plexi and going back up and created a nice big huge blob, which we had to clean, but we spared you of this behind the scenes fun, right? Okay. So now we are very, very close, I think, other than we need to build a chimney.
Okay.
How exciting, the windows are going in. Mrs. DIY, we're almost ready to move in. And remember to put pressure on the four corners as you put it in for 20 seconds or so, and then it will be set. And we're going to leave it there for a few moments because we need to turn it over. We don't want to risk breaking anything, right?
Mm-hmm.
Next is our transom window that goes in the back to give you a very nice light, no matter what time of the day it is in your cabin, right?
Right.
And I think it's worth putting the plexi. It makes it look like windows, right? What do you guys think?
Elevates it just a little bit.
Details matter, I guess.
Yeah.
And sometimes nothing is as good as manual tools, right?
Right.
We're using our Japanese pull saws quite often, actually, and especially for small pieces.
It's a nice clean cut.
Yeah, very nice clean cut. So now we have a chimney, and we might need to cut it a little.
You shorter?
Yeah, but don't we have a faster way to do that? Or you want it that big?
I think we need it shorter, but
A little bit.
where did the pencil go? Here. About how you mark it where you want it, and then I can make a straight cut.
It has to clear the peak. That's code.
Okay.
We don't want the county not giving us a license to inhabit, right?
Right, right.
The little saw will not do it. It's too thick.
Well, maybe. Yeah.
I don't know. It might be
mean,
too
this
thick.
is-
So CA glue to the rescue again. Don't be close to the accelerator. It will instantly cure. So Mrs. DIY is going to put some accelerator on our roof where our chimney is going to go. And Mrs. Elpida will attach it and hold it for 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and with pressure that will become permanent. Oh, I can see a reaction. I haven't seen a reaction before. You see?
Mm-hmm.
Bubblies. Oh, that smells.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it
Stinky.
does.
Stinky, stinky.
So one of the things that we mentioned really in passing is that, maybe we need to glue this as well. That's okay. That you could use the piece that you took out of your door, especially if you plan to have it on a static open position, as your door, and it will match your cut lines here, will match everything, right?
Right?
So it is an idea. We chose not to go with it because we really liked this idea, right?
Another idea, if you wanted it to look like a log cabin, is you could flip it over so you don't have those lines in there, and then make that like Z that is typical of a lot of wooden doors. Could be another option for
Yeah.
that.
But now we have a completed project, as you can see. And ladies, what was the hardest thing we did?
I think the hardest thing we did was to, pick the windows that we wanted and put them together so that they look like windows with the materials we had, and to cut the holes for those.
And how you feel about blending 3D printing with woodworking?
I think it elevates this. I think it really gives it a really nice finished look.
And keep in mind, we chose black. Again, one of the fun things about 3D printing, you can choose any color filament you want.
And they also paint, don't they?
They also paint. And also, one of our thoughts was to put a chimney in the back here. We like the transom window so much that we wanted to use it, right? And one of the fun parts about that is you can print it in stone. You can 3D print it in stone.
Yeah.
or brick or whatever you want, right?
Right.
I mean,
and then because you're in a singular color with your print filament, you can then paint that to make it look more
yeah,
dimensional.
absolutely. So how do you feel about it? Are you happy? This is DIY?
Yeah, I think it's really cool.
You weren't part of the first episode where we built the main cabin, but... And remember, we do have the ability to put a light in it.
We do.
And I might 3D print a Christmas tree and put a Christmas tree and a light in it. So we can display it in our house.
Mm-hmm.
So you think the hardest part was opening the windows?
From my point of view, yes. And then making sure that the door was seated correctly and that the size was correct and all of that.
Okay, Elpida?
It was a little bit challenging cutting that plexi on the little saw. It was moving through it, but then it started kind of chipping away at it, and so you have to figure out the right speed to go through that blade, and maybe a different blade would have helped.
Right, that is a wood cutting blade.
So that might have been better. It was good for speed, but it did chip up the windows a little bit. But
in this project, it does
ultimately,
make a difference.
You don't see that. You
Right.
don't see that because it's behind the casing there, but just for reference.
And if you can come here, that the windows actually have a lot of detail there that I don't think we could have done in woodworking, right? I mean,
It would have been pretty challenging for us with the tool set that we
Yeah.
have. And you can see right on through to see the other window on the other side. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Very good. So learnings for me. The plexiglass, I really like how it ended up looking, but only one of the three windows stayed attached. So I don't know if there's something that maybe I shouldn't have heated the bed. I don't know. I've never done it before. But it didn't cause the plexiglass to adhere.
Right, like the plexi was kind of curling a little bit, so maybe, next time don't heat the bed.
But that was an experiment, and I like the outcome. I like how the plexi looks in the window now, right?
Yeah, it looks
Because otherwise it will look like, I mean, you can see, unfortunately, when there is a pane, you can actually see there is nothing there, right? Well, this makes it look definitely more finished. So I need to experiment with that a little bit more. I want to discuss a little because it is, believe it or not, you ladies don't know that, but it is a controversial subject. Is using 3D printing in woodworking cheating? And I don't think it is. I think it's complementary, right? Was using our reciprocator tool cheating? 100 years ago, they didn't have those, right?
No, but we're not claiming to be, old-fashioned woodworkers that only use hand tools. We use whatever we have that we feel like will add the most to our end product.
And soon, if you want to turn around and with that, we're going to start doing projects using our CNC, which I finally learned how to use.
excellent.
So, there are tools these days that can help you and they can generate products that you could not otherwise, or it will take you. Can you imagine without power tools trying to make these openings, right?
Right.
That would be just unnecessarily long. So we hope you enjoyed this episode. And if you did, we'll appreciate a thumbs up. If you didn't, smash the other button twice. Share, like, subscribe. Let us know, do you like episodes like this? And do you like us to build more episodes experimenting with new methodologies and new tools? How much does this cost? It was $3 for the wood we use. We didn't even use a whole board, right?
Right.
The plexiglass was the most expensive part at $1 per sheet. And in the past, we have a hard time doing it currently, but in the past, you could go in, but it would be the same cost. It would be $1.25. So it's actually not cheaper.
I mean, technically we used like a third of the sheet because we had ends on either side.
Right, but I was thinking the dollar store wouldn't be cheaper now because it's $1.25.
Or $1.50.
Right,
depending.
so what I was going to say is you can buy a frame and that's how we like to source windows, glass
Yeah.
for projects because it's the cheapest way to buy glass. You throw away the cheap plastic frame and you have a nice pane of window, right?
Right.
Is it window pane or pane window?
Window pane.
And so the total cost for this, let's even include the 50 cents of the glue because everyone says, well, you didn't calculate the glue. Okay, we didn't even use the full thing, but let's say Those are 50 cents per little vial. What is that called? Tube. So even with that, we're well under $5.
Yep.
And you would not buy anything close to this for $5.
Did you calculate the cost of your PLA?
Yes, that was about 5 cents.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just want to include it all. Yeah.
That's what I say. So,
Yeah.
and I think the result was great.
Yeah, I like it.
So for Professor DIY, Mrs. DIY, and Elpida, let's have fun building something together.